So yeah, guys, the org's gonna be really great, and there's gonna be a lot of really cool content. And these guys, as Mizkif said, they really are my friends. And how thankful I am that that is the case. Gentlemen, thank you all so much for being part of this. I really, you guys know I couldn't have done this without you. So thank you guys all so much. This is, it's a dream come true, I think for me. And
I think for all of us.
It's crazy. It's awesome.
On October 11th, 2020, the streaming organization OTK was announced. Standing for One True King, the brand became known for its focus on collaborations between different content creators in Austin, Texas. Those that were actually friends of each other and could exist under one umbrella. It was founded by the streamers Esfand, Tips Out, Asmongold, Rich Campbell, and Mizkif, who were primarily known for their gaming content. Over the years, more creators would join OTK, such as Nmplol, JSchlatt, Seer, Tectone, Emiru, Bruce Dropamoff, Soda Poppin, Extra Emily, and Will Neff. That list does not even include other creators who were heavily associated with the brand, while not being officially part of it, such as Just a Minx, Moist Critical, Lacari, and Maya Higa. While OTK was supposed to be a positive venture for those involved, over the years, the organization has gotten itself into various scandals, and these aren't just small controversies either. Multiple of its streamers have been accused of abuse, some financial abuse and others a more heinous kind. There's been a lot of new information coming out, as these former friends have begun to turn on each other and air out their dirty laundry.
There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known, and it is time to go full demon time. Let's watch the world burn.
Today, we'll be exploring the downfalls of various different streamers, along with OTK as a whole. 2022 was definitely the height of OTK's popularity, with the introduction of certain members and the amount of collaborative projects under their belt. Though things changed later that year when a drama Mizkif got himself involved with toppled the first domino. On September 17th, the Twitch streamer Slicker was accused of scamming his fans and fellow creators out of $300,000. He did this under false pretenses, like claiming he was locked out of his bank account or that he needed to pay off his debts. In reality, he wasted all the money on his CSGO gambling addiction. My hot take here is that if you're gonna give a gambling streamer money, you're fucking stupid and deserve to get scammed. It's like trusting Extra Emily in a car.
How much signal I need to cut across 8 lane? None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else!
Slicker would later admit to all of this, and the scandal led to a movement by other streamers to get gambling banned on Twitch. One of these streamers was Mizkif, who would post multiple tweets calling for Slicker and other streamers to get banned. To get back at him, Trainwrecks dropped one hell of a bombshell. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to a railroad and blackmail me, like you did those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up? Then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy. He then clarifies that he's not accusing Mizkif of assaulting someone, just that he helped cover up an assault. The assault in question allegedly happened to the streamer Adrianah Lee back in January 2020, though the story didn't become public until July 2021. During Novaru's 21st birthday party, Adriannah got drunk and blacked out, with Novaru and her friends watching over her. During all of this, another streamer at the party named Crazy Slick kept following her around, trying to kiss her, and even entered her room multiple times, claiming he was checking if she was still alive. During one of these instances, Slick touched both her neck and chest to check for a pulse. Adriannah later clarified that she doesn't know if his intentions were out of genuine concern or not, and clarifies that she did not consider this rape or assault. The situation became public after Novaru talked about it on stream, which pissed Adriannah off, leading to her writing a Twitlonger. In it, she portrays Crazy Slick as nothing more than a creepy weirdo. But now, with the additional context coming to light, it seems like Slick was more of a devious piece of shit than we thought. Not surprising, because this dude literally goes by Crazy Slick. His name sounds like that of a rapist. Adriannah would come forward once again, and exposed evidence she had collected from other people, showing that Slick was competing with Destiny to become the world's biggest sex pest. Trainwreck is alleging that Mizkif sent his then-girlfriend Maya Higa and their friend Mitch Jones to Adriannah's house, convincing her to write that Twitlonger and downplay what Slick actually did.
That whole time, I was just told he touched my neck and like my wrist and tried to check my pulse. And then I found out as we were writing that Twitlonger that he touched my chest. And I was like, that was
people-
news to me that day, because I don't want to talk about that situation, and we were in a safe space where we all were talking about it, and that was news to me that day.
So you were literally unconscious. It's not like you can go off of like what you saw because you were sleeping.
Exactly, and I think I don't think people realize that.
For additional context, Mizkif is friends of Crazy Slick and is roommates with the guy.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Mizkif would have an incentive to save Slick's ass, as they're not only buddies, but they make content together.
We're not kicking him out. I know a lot of you guys were afraid of that, and I understand why, considering the last time of what happened. But he's not leaving. But if you think that I wasn't ready to do it, you're out of your damn mind. You could ask Maya. I was literally crying.
We were crying yesterday morning because
I thought I was gonna have to do it.
Has to leave today. We're not kicking him out, but he is getting help. He is gonna talk to somebody. He is gonna change his behavior. He is gonna. It's so hard to say it without sounding cliche and like not genuine, but he really does want to be better. Like he doesn't want to make people uncomfortable. He's gonna change himself so that he doesn't do that. Because this was a lot. This was more than a wake-up call.
Here's how Adriannah explained the situation to Hasan Piker once Trainwreck's tweet came out.
And I was like, well, I was just gonna write the Twitlonger with Kyle, the person that was there. Like, I don't really see why you guys need to be here. And then from there, obviously, I was, if we say something, we're gonna have to kick Slick out. And I was like, okay. And it's like, well, if you do say something, just know, like, people they're gonna come after you. I was like, okay, well, like, I'm still gonna be true to myself,
Yeah.
And we wrote the thing together, like, she was there while we were writing it, and she proofread it, and we changed some of the vocabulary to make it less harsh on Slick, in hopes, because she promised me, she is not just her responsibility, it's obviously Miz, because Miz sent her, and I found out later that Miz sent, quote, one of the more reputable girls of Twitch to make it look better for him.
Maya would respond on stream the same day, explaining that she didn't feel like she was pressuring Adriannah in any way, though she seems to understand the power dynamic at play.
Was there a power dynamic in that situation? Because I'm a bigger streamer, yes. And I feel bad about that. It wasn't my intention to introduce that to the situation. I wasn't trying to impose that on her. I wasn't trying to pressure her, or like force her into saying something. But did it naturally exist? Yes. But all I went there for was to ask her if she had been raped or sexually assaulted. She said no. I asked her if she can include that.
But then Mitch Jones just said, fuck it, we did that shit. We covered for Slick's ass. Fuck you, Mizkif.
Did Miz explicitly give direction to you and Maya and fucking whoever the fuck else was in that room to go to Adriannah's house and to quote unquote downplay the situation or find a way to save Slick's ass? Yes or no?
The answer to that is yes.
Okay. That's the fucking sauce right there, bro.
And that's just like, that's not easy for me to say at all, but that is the answer, yeah.
Fuck, man.
By this point, all eyes were on Mizkif. He was seen as the mastermind behind it all, especially when this clip from September 2021 resurfaced.
Of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever. At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave a shit and really cared. I'm gonna turn this off if you're gonna be like this. I'll just turn it off.
Now, to be charitable to Mizkif, he might not have known the full extent of the situation. Maybe he didn't send Mitch and Maya to Adriannah's house for the sole purpose of saving Crazy Slick's reputation. Mitch could be lying. I mean, the guy's a fucking snake. Scratch that. He's a Titanoboa. He ended up leaking 2 Discord calls that were held the night Trainwreck put his tweet out, which included both him and Mizkif, Asmongold, XQC, Mitch, and this dude named Barry. It's pretty contested, with Trainwreck questioning why Mizkif needed to get involved in the first place before Adriannah gave her side of the story. His response is to go, but guys, Slick is my best friend, making it clear where his bias lies.
My best friend was getting fucking canceled. Emotions were in the
It
air.
doesn't matter! He committed a crime! I don't care if your best friend's getting canceled. Why do you keep bringing that up and feel pity?
You, man. You have a best friend, you want to know what happened, you want to know the answers. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Please remove your bias and tell me hearing this isn't crazy to you. He's justifying by saying it's his best friend. What the fuck are you saying right now? It's your excuse is it's your best friend. That is what I'm saying is wrong about it. You should not be involved. If it's your best friend, you remove yourself.
This whole call is bizarre because Maya doesn't show up at all. You know, the person who actually talked to Adriannah. It makes this Discord debate feel like a boys' treehouse with a no girls allowed sign, despite the debate in question being about a girl's sexual assault. Maya would make this Twitlonger after the call was leaked to Destiny and played on stream, with her continuing to deny covering for Slick. She also says she privately apologized to Adriannah, and at the end of the post says she's gonna leave the internet for a while. Mizkif would also put out a Twitlonger, where he finally talks about kicking Crazy Slick out of his house, and shows regret towards downplaying his actions. He also apologizes for some old statements he made several years prior. These were leaked by Ice Poseidon, who Mizkif used to work for back in 2018 when he was a lot edgier. He resented Mizkif for growing more popular than him, and was tired of the guy constantly spouting backhanded remarks. So, out of pure spite, he leaked Discord logs where Mizkif used slurs. Honestly, you have to respect Ice Poseidon for being this petty. He was waiting for the perfect moment to drop these literal bombs. Within a day of the allegations dropping, OTK put Mizkif on leave, announcing that they'd hire a third-party organization to investigate the situation. It would take another 3 months for the results to be publicized, with OTK finding Mizkif not guilty of covering up or minimizing Crazy Slick's actions, though the company suspended his board duties, and placed him on probation due to his comeback stream in October. During it, he's seen joking about the allegations, claiming he's the master of cover-ups to his tattoo guy.
It's the stuff that basically would be a tramp stamp in 20 years. I cover up a lot of that stuff because after a while, people are like, damn, you know, it's
Yeah, I try to cover up the words I said too.
Yeah,
I get
it
it.
just doesn't fit their body right, you know?
Right.
There's a lot of rules to it.
Yeah,
you
people
know?
change.
But yeah, we make it, no matter what, dude. One of my things is I am a master at cover-ups and reconstruction.
Me too, for 4 years.
Excuse me?
I think this will not look good like this. Like, let's be real.
You know.
Yeah, that's a bad look there, Mizkif. In April 2023, Adrianah Lee would file a defamation suit against Mizkif, Crazy Slick, OTK, and others involved in the story, asking for $2 million in damages. She claims that they maliciously made false and defamatory claims in order to save Slick's reputation, which harmed her both financially and emotionally. Though in late 2024, the case was dismissed, with the court rejecting the allegations made against Mizkif.
Fortunately, after 2 years, I'm finally glad to announce that the court has dismissed all allegations against me in relation to those allegations. After months of litigation, those allegations were thrown out of the courtroom and the plaintiff is required to pay my attorney fees.
Rich Campbell started off as an esports caster, which led him to meeting Asmongold and later Esfand. After drama he had with the gaming company Blizzard, he transitioned into a full-time Twitch streamer, which eventually led him to co-found OTK, alongside the other aforementioned content creators. His focus was primarily World of Warcraft, with him streaming to thousands on Twitch, and hosting the popular podcast Allcraft. Though things began falling apart for him in December 2022, only a few months after Mizkif's scandal involving Adriannah and Crazy Slick. Another thing to know about Rich is that he's not only addicted to video games, but also casual sex. Wouldn't be at all strange if he was in his early 20s, but by this time, he was in his early 30s.
Have you had sex with Rich Campbell?
Yes.
Wait, I'm staying in that closet. I found his flashlight too. It's in there.
Yeah, no. Me too.
Rich was tossing around that pussy like a Linnadee's cat. In 2022, Rich would get into a relationship with the famous porn star Mia Malkova, who would talk about it on various podcasts. Her appearance on the Pillow Talk podcast is extremely notable because she revealed Rich has a pregnancy fetish.
What's Rich into? He's the one of the cuck in the Cage Boys?
I can't talk about that.
Oh, I bet you Rich is into some shit. 100%. You have a type.
He has a pregnant fetish. He really wants to get me pregnant. Ooh, that's kind of hot though.
He has a what?
He wants to get me pregnant.
Because, not for the baby, because he wants to fuck you with your 9-month bubble?
Probably.
Rich would reference this in a tweet 2 days later, as his parents apparently saw this clip on Instagram. Imagine having to explain that to your folks. Though this tweet caught the attention of another girl Rich had been with, the Twitch streamer and OnlyFans model Azalia Lexi. On the same day, she tweeted, I know Mia Malkova isn't lying about Rich Campbell's pregnancy fetish, because he said he wanted to get me pregnant while he assaulted me, and then sent me into the streets at 3 a.m. by myself with nowhere to go. She then dropped a Twitlonger going into more detail. The two of them had a 4-year relationship, where Azalia claims he only saw her as a sexual object, before gaslighting her on this to quell concerns. A while after they broke up, Rich would apologize for his behavior, and they'd switch to becoming just friends. In October 2021, he asked if she could stay with him at his place in Texas, which she declined. Then in December, when Rich was in LA, he asked if she could stay with him at his hotel, which she also declined, as she didn't want to have sex with him. While hanging out with him in January, he allegedly tried again to ask for sex, and when she declined, he said, "I think tonight is the last time I'm ever gonna see you." Due to the rules of his apartment complex, Rich claimed they had to move from its theater back to his room, where he talked about how hot it would be if she got pregnant. According to her, he then jerked off in front of her, tried taking off her clothes, and raped her. Though it seems like certain details are missing here, which caused suspicion for many people. After this, he then allegedly kicked her out of his apartment, forcing her to stay at a sketchy hotel in Chinatown for the rest of the night. Rich would immediately see Azalia's tweet, which was caught live as he was hosting an Echo esports team. The next day, he would tweet out, "I have read the statements made against me today. I will share my side of the story, but need some time to collect my thoughts. OTK has requested that I resign from my position, and I have agreed. I will make an update soon." OTK would then announce his resignation from the org. This to me is incredibly odd, as you'd think they would just put him out on leave and hire a third party to look into this, just like with Mizkif only 3 months prior. But instead, they just kicked this guy to the curb. A life-ruining decision that was made in 30 minutes.
Honestly, I'm very proud with how OTK handled things. Handled it in less than 30 minutes. Great on them. They know what they needed to do, and they didn't hesitate. Honestly, I'm not an owner. I'm not a founder of OTK. I am merely just a talent. But to see that type of quick action made me happy.
At the time, the only evidence provided were from Azalia. However, in hindsight, they don't exactly help her case. It's texts between her and Rich where they arrange their meetup, with Rich being openly flirty. She even sends a photo of her face, which I feel like you wouldn't do unless you were reciprocating this behavior. In my opinion, this still wasn't enough evidence to prove that either side was in the right, though his fellow streamers were quick to claim Rich was 100% guilty. Asmongold put out this video where he explicitly states that he's taken Azalia's side, and says that he'll ban anyone in his chats who cast doubt upon her.
You are not our fan, you're not on our side. We are on their side. That's why Rich is gone. If you go and you are messaging these girls, trying to cast aspersions, cast a shadow of doubt, and make them feel bad for coming forward with what their story is, you are not our fan. You're not my fan. You're not doing us any favors. You're not on our team. You're not helping us. You're not helping anyone. Do not do that. If I see people doing that in my chat, I will ban them. I think everybody should do the same.
Yet in the same video, he chastises people for immediately taking Rich's side. What's also strange is that he alludes to more evidence being out there, but never says what it is. It's the J.J. Abrams mystery box of rape.
I read everything. I also know a few other things as well. This is not drama. This is not getting canceled. These are crimes.
We have no idea what he's holding on to, though Casey Tron, of all people, would go on to claim that there are more victims of Rich.
It was relayed to me by Lexi that Asmon communicated to her there were several other victims, and that there are corroborating factors in each story. She told me that she is also aware of one other victim that has a similar theater story to hers, and others that have stated he finished in them without consent.
Though she never revealed more information on this, so thanks I guess, Casey. Here's a free weed pen for vague posting about rape. Rich's friend and fellow OTK member Tectone would also respond on stream, where he fake cries and compares his emotions to a clip from an anime.
So this is kind of how I felt like yesterday, to put it into words. Let's get some good old anime in here, you know? Let's get some good old anime. That'll be fun. Like this. I just kind of felt like fucking obliterated.
Guys, my friend raped someone. It makes me feel like a cartoon character. It makes me feel like that fat guy is cell-absorbed. Tectone would also trauma dump during all of this, and tells his viewers to not doubt random accusers, which will become very ironic later in this video, just you wait.
So please, if you see men or women sharing their stories online about your favorite content creators, you can say nothing if you like. But you really shouldn't tell these people you're lying. Let people speak their truth. Let people speak their perspectives.
Guys, we gotta believe all victims, even if they've only written a Twitlonger and showed a couple of text messages. It's all very performative and backstabby. These guys clearly only did this to get pressure off their back. OTK was getting called one true rape because of the Mizkif stuff, so these guys acted to save their reputations by metaphorically drowning Rich in the river. Sensing the tides changing, both J-Schlatt and Bruce Drop 'em Off would leave OTK, which was definitely smart on their end. And before I get a bunch of comments about this, yes, I look like Schlatt, if he grew a shitty goatee and smoked meth. It would take another year for updates to be made public, with the YouTuber Henry Resiliant revealing that Rich and Azalia filed lawsuits against each other. Azalia filed one regarding sexual assault, and Rich filed a defamation case in response, asking for $3.6 million. Henry was also reached out to by 2 anonymous sources, who claimed they were also victims of Rich, though no substantive proof was provided by either party. Maybe their testimonies would be provided in court, but we'll never actually know. In October 2025, Azalia announced that she decided to dismiss her lawsuit against Rich, writing, "No payment was offered by either of us to the other. I want to thank everyone for their support over this difficult period, and I wish him well in his future endeavors." Bitch, you wish him well? You tried to ruin his life. You said he raped you. What the fuck? She would end up deleting this tweet shortly after, though Rich would make his own response a couple of weeks later.
It's been, what, maybe 3 years? It's been a long time since I actually streamed. After everything happened, right? That was a very deliberate choice to do that. I really wanted to handle everything through the proper legal channels. I thought that was important. I didn't want to just go through social media. I didn't view it as content, and I didn't want anyone else to view it as content.
Well, tell that to your friends who decided to backstab you over nothing. Speaking of which, Tectone decided to chime in once the tides turned, claiming that Rich was fucked over. No shit, you were part of that, asshole.
That guy got fucked over tremendously. I got no idea what's going on with that guy. Last time I heard, he didn't do the shit he was accused of, but I got no fucking idea, and the guy won't respond to my messages, but Rich, feel free to DM me if you ever want.
Tectone would then post one of his classic backyard monologues, where he yaps about how false accusers are bad. Clearly, he's trying to obfuscate from the scandals he's been involved in. I wouldn't even call this guy a snake or a titanoboa. He's a fucking great devourer. I'm not sure if any other updates will come out about Rich the Cream Pie Campbell, though he's now streaming to Twitch on a regular basis, and is still banging Mia Malkova. Nmplol, more commonly known as Nmplol, is a gaming streamer who grew to prominence in 2018 due to his association with Greek God X and Soda Poppin', 2 already massive content creators. Nick was actually dating Soda's editor and mod at the time, a Norwegian girl named Malena Tudi. Malena became an essential part of Nick's content and image, especially when he joined OTK in late 2020. He actually became a co-owner of the brand, and Malena would collaborate with them while growing her own independent career on Twitch. The two had playful banter on screen, though some of these arguments felt way too real. Malena would get fed up with Nick's fake nice guy shtick, breaking character to snub him.
Sorry you're upset, spaghetti.
Sorry I'm upset.
Sorry that I made you upset.
Sorry that I broke the boundary rules.
Sorry that I broke the boundary rules by trying to make jokes out of a post that was meant to be funny.
Don't try to justify it with a joke. It's like me pushing you down the stairs saying it's a joke.
Okay, well, Reddit recap versus pushing down. Okay.
And I don't blame Malena, because after watching some of his content for this video, I want to belittle the guy too. Nick is the type of dude to unironically say, "No more Mr. Nice Guy," when he gets made fun of online. Over the course of 2024, fans started noticing that Malena would barely show up in content, with him announcing in June that she'd be retiring from content creation.
The TLDR is Malena's mom is sick again, and Malena's been helping her out in Spain, and I was there to support Malena as long as I could.
Glad to see you back, Nick and Nmplol.
So her mom had surgery and it went well, so she's in the recovery phase, and Malena's down there helping her out, and all that was going on. Yeah, and so Malena decided to retire.
My record up
so
off the floor.
yeah, she decided to retire because it was a lot. You know, a lot of stuff.
Now remember this part, it's gonna come up later. A couple of months after this, Nick would announce a separation from Malena. The two had been together for 9 years at that point, though he's pretty vague with the details.
Nicholas, Mr. Pollum. Is there even an ounce of hope, a smidge, things can roll back? Also, still on good terms?
Yeah, still on good terms, of course, yeah. I don't know.
First judgment,
there's always some hope, right?
Lacari,
But not a lot. Probably
Nick
zero.
Pollum.
I'm gonna be honest. It's a good thing. I think it's better for both of us. I truly do. Doesn't mean it's not hard. You know, it's scary, but I think in the long run, it's definitely better. Yay, Ark.
Love you, Nick. You will always have Arthur.
No.
Damn, we almost found Hasan a new whipping boy. In February 2025, Nick would announce through Discord that he was dating fellow streamer Itzkachi, with the Twitter account Yeet posting about it. Nick got super pissed at this, lashing out by tweeting, "Bro, stop tweeting my fucking Discord messages, you bottom feeder degenerate. Get a fucking job, holy shit, you freak." Like, bruh, Nick. Everybody already knew you were fucking this chick. Y'all were going on vacations together, yakking it up the whole time.
Wait, why do people say Vegas is trash? This is fun.
Yeah, it is.
I kind of want to take a picture in front of Trump Tower. Okay, hear me out. I don't agree with this, and I would never do it because I think it's wrong, and what Elon did was wrong. But if you wanted to farm Twitter, you can go in front of Trump Tower, do a certain gesture, you probably get 34,000 likes. I wouldn't do that because that's fucked up.
Hold on right here. Yeah, hold it. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so it doesn't go down your
Well, yo, bro.
Ah, fuck. Hasan is gonna get so mad at me.
You stop.
After Yeet's tweet, Nick would go crawling back to his Discord hug box, claiming that he's getting harassed by all these mean Twitter people, while also bragging about a successful streaming career. Then, a bombshell dropped. Henry Resiliant uploaded a video discussing Nick and Malena's divorce documents. Yeah, these guys were married the whole time. And this wasn't some common law marriage bullshit, like what XQC had to go through with Adept. They legally got married in September 2015, when Nick was 24 and Malena was 19. They got married so early so that Malena could get a green card. The reason cited for their divorce is listed as discord or conflict of personalities, which is completely different from how Nick would talk about it on stream 2 days later.
But I can say there's no like fighting or anything. So if anyone's looking for fighting or drama, it's not there.
Nick was trying his best to sweep things under the rug, which only caused the Streisand effect. Henry would reveal more documents the following month, which alleged some damning accusations against Nick. First of all, Malena claims that Nick was financially abusing her. According to her, Nick had complete control over their finances, and forced her to ask permission for any spending.
Am I allowed to buy something from here?
Yeah, are you gonna carry it around? What are you asking me? Like, you don't control the money. Holy shit.
She's asking for a majority of their estates in a divorce, claiming this is a fault-based divorce, meaning there was some sort of misconduct being committed against her. Either way, she'd be granted at least half the estate, which sounds fair when taking into account how long they've been making content together. Not only has she been there since the early days of Nick's career, but she also served as his editor. Even if she is lying about the financial abuse, I don't think it's a gold digger situation. She made Nick.
Well, I got the job there because of nepotism.
Just like you have a Twitch career now because of nepotism. Go ahead.
No, I have a Twitch career now because I chose to. I didn't go on stream for 6 years because I didn't want to. Now I finally chose to be on stream. So I think you have a Twitch career now because of nepotism.
I do,
Because
yeah.
I chose to come on here.
Well, because of chance in Greek.
False, because you were sitting at 200 viewers whenever you lived with chance. Then I came on your stream and now you're fine.
Are you saying that you made me?
Malena also claims that Nick cheated on her, citing a trip Nick went on in June 2024. While her mom was dying of cancer, Nick chose to go to TwitchCon Amsterdam and yuck it up with other soulless streamers. When he returned home, she claims to have found suspicious photos and messages between Nick and another woman. Even if this is false, Nick is technically committing adultery right now. He lives in Texas, a state that does not recognize separation dates during a divorce, meaning he's not legally considered single until it's finalized. This could be why he got so pissed at Yeet showing the Discord message, as he's trying to play off his relationship with Kachi as non-serious.
I'm not eating like any bugs, am I?
No, that would be crazy. It's not that intense.
Okay.
No
What's
way.
60 seconds. I'm good at 60 seconds.
Yeah. Yes. 30 sometimes.
That's it. Yeah.
You know what? At least you get the job done.
Do I?
For
One-
you.
One of us.
I'm glad you guys are happy and in love.
Yeah. We're just friends.
Excuse me. I mean, yeah, because friends can,
Friend for
because
love.
friends can be in love with each other.
God damn it, Emily, you just had to fuck it up. Now Nick is gonna get financially butt-fucked in court. And yes, this does all matter, as Nick has apparently been spending money on gambling, trips, and luxury items for Kachi. Instead of giving Malena what he owes her, Nick would rather bet it all on black, and waste money on a $14,000 Chanel bag.
Do I
Wait,
deserve this?
Does this mean Kachi's Chanel bag actually belongs to Malena?
This guy is so raped. Possibly due to how damning these claims are, Nick would request that these documents be sealed, though this failed. It signaled to many that Nick was trying to cover things up, and streamers like XQC even theorized that the subreddit LSF was deleting posts on the subject to save his reputation. Where was Stale 2000 when we needed him? Now, if Malena's accusations are true, then there's a shit ton of foreshadowing in their older content. The two would constantly joke about Nick being abusive, which he always tries to shrug off.
Is NMP toxic?
Yeah, he is. He's really
You are toxic. Yeah, that's it. That's karma. I treat you with the most ultimate respect of any guy who would treat their girlfriend. I treat you with the utmost respect. I call you a princess. You know, I consider your feelings.
I haven't seen Nick address much of this publicly, though he did allude to his marriage ending due to an Adderall addiction.
I truly think Adderall is probably one of the worst things that ever.
Yes and no.
Listen,
In the streaming world, it's bad. Yeah.
I think Adderall might have cost me my marriage. Just keep it 100%.
Oh yeah.
Like people who use Adderall, their personality changes.
Nick has barely streamed over the past year, probably so half the revenue he makes doesn't go to Malena. Though honestly, this guy should follow through with streaming the divorce trial itself. Now that would be great content.
You know what we really should have done? Instead of actually paying all these lawyer fees, like we should have just had like a kind of like a mock trial situation, you know, where it's like this whole thing is like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, and then we can just stream it.
Nick should livestream himself, silently splitting up his Pokemon card collection of Malena. And yes, that's actually supposed to happen. Malena made sure to call dibs on their $11,000 Golden Charizard card. It seems like the divorce is wrapping up, though if you want future updates, go watch Henry Resilient's coverage. I'm surprised I haven't seen many other people cover this story, well besides Tectone of course. He just had to barge in and defend Nick, doing it as a form of projection due to his own legal troubles.
Guys, I'm gonna say a hot take. I am. I'm gonna say a hot take. I think Malena treated Nick like shit. I do. I am genuinely someone in the side of, I think Nick was actually too good for Malena. And this is a take why LSF hates my ass. I think Malena was a vile, bitter, cruel, disgusting person. I do. I genuinely do. And I say this every time, and every time I say this, it gets put on LSF, and they get so upset, and they say, this is the guy saying it. I don't care. I've never had anybody be worse to me than Malena, because she's very pro-woman. Damn, and it's crazy how the internet is so against NMP that they actually think that she deserves all that money and Nick doesn't deserve any of it. I can't tell you how stupid of a fucking take that is.
Would happen to believe all victims, Tectone? Or do you have a financial incentive to shit on her, instead of the other way around like with Rich? In October 2025, during that year's TwitchCon, an incident occurred where the streamer Emiru was sexually assaulted. A deranged individual went up to her meet and greet and grabbed her, while also attempting to kiss her. Emiru's personal security did intervene, but the assailant did get away, and the only punishment Twitch gave the guy was a 30-day ban from the platform. This obviously caused a lot of backlash for Twitch, whose security was about as effective as a drunk homeless guy you'd see tweaking out in the street. No criminal charges were filed, though Twitch did end up making his ban permanent. Thanks, Dan Clancy. Emiru would make 2 streams on the topic, though her second one became more notable due to her discussion of another individual harassing her, Mizkif. She reveals that the two of them dated for a couple of years behind the scenes, beginning in January 2022 right as she joined OTK. She originally moved in with him the month prior, as she has been dealing with some crazy stalkers, believing that she would be safer with Mizkif, but the relationship soon became toxic, which Mizkif agrees with, though he denies some of Emmy's more serious claims. Mizkif's response came a day later, and I'm gonna go over both of them at the same time to give you a proper timeline. The full videos will be in the description below. In her stream, Emiru claims that Mizkif would become more controlling over the course of their relationship, and would even throw objects at her in frustration.
He would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruised very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but he always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident.
Though Mizkif denies this.
She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth. Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed.
I don't know what normal person throws their phone across the room, but I guess Mizkif is rich enough to replace it when it breaks for the 5th time that month. Mizkif's behavior got worse following the Adrianah Lee situation, as his mental health declined, even having intrusive thoughts of wanting to end himself. Emmy would be there for him, even defending Mizkif's character during the drama, which drew some criticism. Many speculated that the two of them were together by this point, with Miz having to deny time and time again that they were dating. Behind the scenes, Miz was incredibly controlling over the content she'd produce, with leaked messages from 2023 showing that he'd nitpick what she was wearing, thinking it'll attract potential stalkers. He also forced her to stream at certain times, not wanting her to eclipse his viewer numbers. Though during an OTK event involving the game Rust, the two would stream at the same time. Miz was pissed that she had more viewers, and ended his stream early due to his rage.
I could just get off and go live when I take a nap or something. Because I'm honestly fucking tired, chat. I'll be honest. I'm pretty tired. Alright, chat. I'll see you guys later. I will see you guys probably tonight, if not tomorrow. I might just do a long stream tonight, because, I mean, I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so I might just wake up at like 11 and do it. I just need a nap. I'm fucking zooted out of my mind.
Once his stream ended, Miz would DM Emiru, saying he wanted to off himself, and he can be heard in the background of her stream slamming doors. Emmy even claimed that Miz broke the front door.
Why are we all acting like we haven't murdered? Like we haven't pillaged?
It's just so pathetic that this grown-ass man is throwing temper tantrums over his girlfriend getting 5,000 more viewers than him. Imagine being this egotistical. But this wasn't the end of it, as Mizkif would not only destroy doors, but also punch holes in walls and decimate furniture. This dude was raging out like he had to fight the hammer. His aggression got so bad that Emmy claimed she had to hide in her room during an argument, in which Mizkif stood outside her door and screamed at her. Mizkif's response to all of this was to claim Emmy was also violent, though his example is her throwing plushies at him.
I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
I've never seen Emiru so happy. Good job failing, Ms.
Yes, Mizkif. Getting Kirby plushies thrown at you is just as bad as chucking phones at your girlfriend's face and punching the walls down because she's better at streaming than you. Apparently, that's enough for Mizkif to take his own life, though he shows that Emmy said something similar.
I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
I mean, yeah, a stalker came to her house. She probably felt like shit. The reason why you wanted to end it all is because she's better at playing Super Mario.
Why are your settings like this? These aren't even the default settings.
And I'm not exaggerating any of this. It's proven that Mizkif gets super upset at his partners being better at streaming than him. This even came up in an old stream he did with his previous ex, Maya Higa.
I'm not kidding you, chat. I used to legitimately get fucking pissed because I'm like, are you fucking serious? I brought this bitch into the world, and now all of a sudden she's fucking growing faster than I was. Because I was going like this, and she was going like this. And I'm like, what the hell is this crap? What is going on here? It's the fucking Babsity effect. So I was pissed. I'm like, you were such a pussy.
The fact that you can say that and feel like it's okay that you felt that way and just be like, yeah, I was like that is crazy. That's bad.
Is it bad?
Yes.
And guess what? I don't care anymore.
That's bad.
But I don't care anymore. And I stopped caring.
He's okay as long as I never have more viewers than him. If I ever surpassed him in viewership, which will never happen.
Oh, she'd be done. I'd pull the plug.
He could not take it. He could not.
I'd pull the plug.
Which I kind of understand.
Chat, it's like if she beats me in Mario 64. That's literally what it'd be like if she has more viewers. It would feel like she 2-0'd me, and I would just not have that.
Emiru claims that while the two of them were driving together, Mizkif got pissed and started going 150 miles per hour, threatening to kill both of them.
Like, if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour, and like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us.
And get this, the reason why he got so mad is because he wasn't invited to a Mr. Beast video.
We were just getting food, and he was on his phone, and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
Yeah, this guy got pissed because Ludwig and Moist Critical got to be in the Mr. Beast torture chamber and not him. And I completely believe this story, by the way. Maya described a similar thing happening between her and a previous partner back in 2022.
There's something about being trapped in a car with an angry, aggro man that is like the absolute most helpless thing. Dude, I did a guy that would go like 100 miles an hour on the, like we would fight in the car, which was never my decision. Like it just always like happened. Like we just would like fight in the car, and then he'd go like 100, and I would like literally like beg him to slow down. I'd be so scared and I'd cry, and then he would not slow down until I apologized. Though
Mizkif denies Emmy's story and claims he always drives over 100 miles per hour.
If you know me in Austin, Texas, I drive fast everywhere. I'm in an Audi R8 in Austin, Texas, where the freeways are open. I drive fast all the time. I don't even remember what situation she was talking about.
Why does this guy need to drive so fast? Is he powering up the flux capacitor so he can go back in time and fix his haircut? His rage was probably so bad because he started taking steroids, something he admitted to in his Twitch chat. This side of him has slipped out a couple of times on stream, though most fans pass it off as goofy bits he does to entertain his audience.
Maya unimpressed, that's what that was.
2 Starbucks bags of Starbucks I got you over the past few days.
Oh my god!
Mizkif, that was
throw it back!
funny.
Throw it
Yeah, there
back!
better be.
That is not. Welcome to boy haircuts, nigga. Ow! That's what they do.
In February 2024, Mitch Jones accused Mizkif of physically assaulting him, showing security footage from a neighbor's camera. Now, we only showed footage of the aftermath, so there seems to be a lot of removed context, but I'll let you judge for yourself.
Slap! Want to do it again? Huh?
Hey, fuck you! You think you're treating like shit! You said, come on! You pulled me out of the car, you said, let's go! You can't say, let's go!
Many sided with Mizkif though, as Mitch really does have a punchable face. Mitch also could have possibly started the altercation, but this and these other mentioned incidents show that Mizkif can sometimes be an aggressive person. But that's not the biggest allegation Emiru made towards Mizkif, as during the latter half of her stream, she accuses him of sexual assault. In 2024, she'd move out of his house, though they still had an on-again, off-again relationship. They officially broke up in January 2025, though a week later, Mizkif wanted closure. Emmy invited him over to her new house to talk about the relationship, with things quickly getting emotional. She started crying, so Mizkif hugged and comforted her. Emmy claims this made her uncomfortable, but Mizkif decided to take things a step further by shoving his hand down her pants and kissing her.
And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And, I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And, instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was still crying without, checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us, or like, you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like I just felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense.
Now, while Mizkif claims this did happen, he adds that they had gotten back together again, and she consented to the kiss.
I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then. But we got back together soon afterwards. And during those last few months where we were fighting, we were still fighting, but it did feel like the relationship had good progress.
Now, whether this is sexual assault or not is up to interpretation. It depends on if there was implied consent, which doesn't seem likely based on Emiru's side of things. During an emotional discussion, I don't think most people would have the instinct to grab him by the Emiru didn't immediately cut contact with him after this, so Miz would spam her with DMs, complaining about her being in the same World of Warcraft class. Her final straw was when he started shit-talking other OTK members, so she completely cut him off from that point forward. Mizkif started panicking and began DMing her more, attempting to contact her 40 times. Emmy showed evidence of this during her stream, though Miz claims some of these messages were about OTK related stuff, and not desperate attempts to get back together with her. His inner Elliot Rodger does come out during these messages, showing that he clearly hasn't moved on from her. Emmy even discovered that one of these DMs was written using ChatGPT, so he couldn't even bother writing out his own retarded schizo message. The last time they saw each other in person was a few months after the breakup. Emmy was attending a party at the streamer Simply's house, hanging out with Nmplol and Kachi. She claims that Mizkif was also at this party, and felt as if he was following her around. At one point, they went upstairs, and Mizkif walked in the room, before awkwardly leaving when he saw other people in there.
They, as a group, went upstairs first without me, but it took me a bit longer to, get up there, because someone, like, stopped me and was talking to me. And I did feel like, I mean, he was, like, standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid. But, I went upstairs, I was hanging out with Nick and Kachi and, you know, our other friends. And then, about 30 minutes later, the room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz. He opens the door, makes eye contact with me, goes, ooh, and then closes the door and leaves. And I was like, what the fuck? But again, I was still trying my best to, you know, give the benefit of the doubt, like, you know, maybe it's just like an awkward situation or something. But a couple months later, the person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room. And then after he opened the room that you were in with Nick, he closed the door and started laughing, and then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night.
Though Mizkif denied following her, and described the incident as an awkward moment, other friends of Mizkif would relay information to Emmy, claiming that he wanted to get back together with her and one day get married, yet he portrays it as the other way around. Personally, I believe Emmy on this one, as no normal person should be simping this hard in the DMs, let alone an egotistical streamer. After a while, he'd stop sending these messages, thinking she'd eventually expose his degenerate behavior. So, he began threatening her friends, claiming he'd create a smear campaign against Emiru in retaliation. The reason why Emmy made this stream was because at TwitchCon that year, he threatened one of her employees in person, saying that he would publicize allegations of Emiru neglecting her pet rabbits.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
And I guess Mizkif must have ignored this part, or he had AI summarize this video for him, because he completely gives the game away in his response. He says that Emmy wouldn't feed her rabbits, and left them outside in the hot sun so she could play League of Legends all day. While describing these serious claims, this fucking idiot left TTS on.
Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible, and my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
Now Miz does have evidence for this, showing videos his brother recorded of the cages. He claims these are mites inside of the cages, but I can't say for certain. If Emmy did abuse these rabbits, then yeah, that's bad. But Mizkif is acting like he didn't live with her, and couldn't do anything about it. If you're telling me this guy saw a Watership Down being recreated in his house, and he just ignored it? He just let it go? Not his fucking problem?
I would tell her to take care of them all the time, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many died just over a year or two of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt bad, and my brother once came over and said that if I marry her, he'll never forgive me. In fact, when Maya came over during my cancellation, she actually commented on Emiru's rabbits and said, "These rabbits are completely neglected and this is disgusting."
Following Mizkif's terrible response, OTK announced that he was no longer part of the organization, though they claim he was kicked some time ago. Possibly this could have been due to Mizkif shit-talking other members behind the scenes, who knows. Asmongold, who had left OTK the year prior due to his inflammatory Gaza comments, began relentlessly shitting on Mizkif, fully believing Emiru's side of the story. Adrianah Lee even commented on it all, using it to validate the claims that Mizkif covered up her assault, just like what he allegedly did to Emiru. Obviously, most were against Miz by this point.
I have dozens of photos and videos, calls and messages as well, if she has them. I have things I will be leaking over the next few days, of other people, of other things. I have a lot of messages that I have that I'm going to expose as time goes on, because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild.
Instead, Mizkif decided to file a defamation lawsuit against Emiru, Asmongold, OTK, and Mythic Talent, a creator management company Miz owes nearly $1 million to. As of recently, the lawsuit doesn't seem to be going well for Mizkif, with Asmongold filing a motion to dismiss based on the fact that he criticized Mizkif for things he outright admitted to. You know, that he's a violent guy who poorly treated Emiru during their relationship. Though surprisingly, he's managed to find more Asian girls to hang out with, so hopefully the cycle doesn't repeat itself in the near future.
No! Harry, no! Don't look at the light! I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
Hilariously, Mizkif claimed in his response that he's going full demon time. He's gonna bring down the streamer's space, and expose all of his haters for who they truly are.
Expose everything, bro? It's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time. Why not? It is time to go full demon time. Just letting you know. There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known. And it is time to go full demon time. Let's watch the world burn.
And then he didn't say anything else, despite apparently having dirt on all these big creators he knew. There could be women being abused by an OTK member, and he'd rather wait to expose them when it's convenient for him. What a good guy Mizkif is. It took until January for him to finally go full demon time. First, going after the YouTuber Turkey Tom for allegations being made against him by 2 previous exes, most serious of which being sexual assault and making non-consensual recordings. It's very clear he only went after Tom for making a documentary on him, doing it out of pure spite.
These are the kind of people that attack me a lot. Turkey Tom made a video called Mizkif Has Nowhere Left to Go, where it had 1.3 million views. I don't even know what this video is about. I'm assuming you guys probably watched it, and this video I'm assuming is probably saying that basically I am wrong, I did everything wrong, and therefore I deserve to not have anywhere to go.
I mean, is he wrong?
This is the guy that attacked me. He's a guy that has worse allegations than me. Has way, like, he hits women apparently, allegedly. He records their sexual encounters. This guy's a monster.
And then Tom made a video reading off his text exchanges with these girls, showing that they lied about nearly everything. Mizkif never bothered to update the story, showing that he doesn't care about reporting the truth, despite stating otherwise in the same stream. Maybe he's just jealous of Tom's BWC.
Need that big white cock. Big white cock addiction. A big white cock. Big white cock. Big white dick. Big white cock. Big white.
The lesson here is, never date a girl with BPD. You would be absolutely retarded if you did that shit.
Rob, knock some sense into Tom.
Tom, you're retarded. Let's move on.
Yeah, Tom.
Despite Mizkif failing to go after Tom, he did have some aces up his sleeve, giving him some W's when it came to exposing both Lacari and Tectone. While not officially signing with OTK, Lacari has collaborated with the group on numerous occasions. He's befriended many of its members through his high-energy gaming streams, garnering him a large audience. Though things weren't all sunshine and rainbows, as Lacari is what I can only consider a Giga Gooner, a man whose depraved sexual proclivities were an open secret to many online. This guy is so horny that he'd go on VR chats and start choking the chicken, even doing so on stream.
What is wrong with you?
I made him come.
This was such a known thing that Tectone was told a story about this, and his chat easily suspected it was Lacari.
We were all partying, and someone like had their head up to the sky, and then they were panting in their mic.
They must
really
have been
loud.
the absolute scum of the fucking earth to possibly do that.
Yeah, they just started jerking off in front of everybody. They just did not care. Lacari. How'd you guys know? What the fuck?
For several years, Lacari was building what I can only describe as the Ark of the Covenant for hentai. In April 2025, a friend of his, going by Hentai Lord, revealed that Lacari was the first customer of his hentai business. This guy would illegally share explicit content through a mega folder, and sell it to the worst of the worst Gooners.
You know who's my first customer?
Who? Who?
He's a streamer.
Oh my god, Leak!
You might know him. Well, people in chat might know him.
Who?
Lacari. You know who Lacari is?
The black dude!
There you go.
Oh my god, he is your first customer? Yeah. How do you know? Wait, are you allowed to leak that?
Lacari previously dated a Twitch streamer and OnlyFans model named Qco, and during a stream from 2022, she joked about Lacari being a fake degenerate. In order to disprove these slanderous allegations, he revealed the existence of these hentai folders to his audience. Qco also describes watching the show NTR together, which, mind you, is a show that revolves around sexual relationships between teenagers.
We did end up watching hentai together though, so that was kind of cool. And then we critiqued which parts was our favorite. And you know what was really interesting? The hentai he picked was he watches NTR.
I don't. What are you fucking talking about? That's not even the part I liked. That's not even the part I liked. That's not even the part I liked. That's not the part
believe you right now. That's not even the part I like.
I can't even remember the name of it.
There were like fucking 5 different scenes, and that wasn't even the part I liked.
No, all of them were NTR related. The first one was about how like some girl and guy got captured by another couple, and the boyfriend had to watch the girl eat another girl out, and the other girl was like eating her out.
Though according to QCO nowadays, she was unaware of how truly depraved this man was. On January 22nd of this year, Lacari would have what I can only describe as a Vaush moment. On stream, he accidentally opens up his Notes app, which contains a suspicious link.
Let me at least add a way to the list of champions that I like.
Now this link Lacari had on his computer led to various different files, most of which have titles related to some of the most depraved shit in the world. This isn't Lacari being some goofy gooner. This is stuff that should get you thrown in prison if Big Dick Randy. Lolicon teens, Asian teen pussy pop, girls and animals porn, barnyard fuck for a horny young couple, jailbait teen couple fucking hardcore, and worst of all, real family nudism. If you don't understand why that one's so bad, it usually involves kids. This user on LSF explains it pretty well. It's long served as a gray zone because of the way CSAM laws are hinged on any material needing to be explicit. And there's certain legal precedent for certain depictions not being explicit. See the Nevermind, baby. More often than not, these sites are run by and used by pedophiles under this false precedent, and then taken down whenever the owners are caught with the no gray zone stuff. This isn't a situation that degenerate lolicons on Twitter can defend. We're talking about real children. Children that Lacari apparently jerks off to. He even knows it's bad, as he tells people later on to not look at it.
1711 files on that link is crazy. Gonna check that out like okay.
Don't check it out.
Though he initially tried to sweep this up by exiting off that Notes app page and putting it back on screen, which convinced absolutely nobody.
I have no idea why the fuck that was there, I'm gonna be honest.
Now instead of doing what Vaush did by deleting the stream and quitting for the day, Lacari decided to start an entirely new stream, continuing to broadcast for another 6.5 hours. It's fascinating to watch because you get to see this guy go through the 5 stages of grief. First being denial, he claims that nothing bad has happened.
Sam! Nothing happened! Stop, please! Stop it! Stop! Nothing happened!
What's up, brother? Actually watched you
Nothing
play,
happened! Dude, I don't use this PC for that!
He then gets angry at his chatters for bringing it up and comparing him to Diddy, so he yells at his mods to ban them.
God fucking damn it, mods. Delete it all! You're not doing yourself any favors. That's literally the same shit! Dude, chat likes this shit! It's not, I fucking didn't do anything! I'm not doing it, I just fucking waiting! I didn't do anything, man! No one likes this shit, retard! Obviously someone fucking linked it, bro! Oh my god! Dude, vacant help!
Later on during the stream, he bargains with his chat, trying to find ways to beat the pedo allegations. He claims that the note file came from a virus, possibly given to him by some Indian scammer. Sadly for him, the scan he did on his computer detected no viruses.
Scanned by PC? I don't have any threats. Virus free. 0 detections. Guess I didn't delete it then.
This makes Lacari incredibly depressed, realizing he's royally fucked himself. He asks Grok if he needs to delete all the hentai on his computer, which is probably the hardest decision he will ever have to make in his entire life.
Is having hentai on your PC in Texas illegal, Grok? 43K? And that's if they think it's like... Oh my fucking god. Bro, it's not worth it. Just fucking delete my hard drive.
Finally, he accepts that he may have illegal shit on his computer, but dismisses it because the CSAM was obtained without paying for it. It's like that old piracy commercial. You wouldn't download a car, so you shouldn't steal CSAM from your local pedo. EDP needs to make money somehow.
You either pay to view those files. If you show that you didn't spend money on it, you're good. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, then yeah, we're good. Then we're actually good. If that's the case, we're actually good. Because I didn't spend any fucking money on that shit. I literally immediately deleted it. You can check my fucking bank and everything.
Now, how the fuck did he even get access to these files in the first place? Well, he claims he got it off some random hentai site. Though it must have been one hell of a hentai site for it to have CSAM on it. Someone would have to go out of their way to find it, obviously. Though he claims he never opened these files and deleted the notes app page.
I didn't save the link! I literally deleted it! I didn't even fucking open it! I literally deleted it!
This is a fucking lie, as the link is highlighted, meaning he's opened it before. It also turns out that he never tried deleting the link, which he didn't realize until much later.
I'm sorry, I guess it was still there. I swear to God, I thought I fucking deleted it. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. But I mean, you see, like, the text document doesn't seem like it's bad, right? But then, like, there's, like, bad shit in it. I don't know.
Lacari obviously realizes that his career is fucking over. He is getting TTS's from fans calling him the next Epstein. Epstein if he jerked off to gacha games of Tectone instead of gooning it to Five Nights at Freddy's porn.
Pedophile, 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 pedophile.
Well, I guess you know who the real ones
pedophile, 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 pedo. You hit r/Sean. Every Redditor in America is going to wake up to the undeniable proof that you're a fucking freak-ass pedophile as vile as you look. Pedo. 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 Pedo.
I need lawyers.
Pedo.
During the stream, Lacari's mods would abandon him, and his viewers apparently even reported him to the FBI. He ran to Discord and claimed that 2 black Suburbans were outside his house, to which Mizkif joked, "Good thing it isn't a white van or he'd probably hop in." Mizkif felt betrayed by Lacari for going after him these past few months, so he decided to go on stream and air out his dirty laundry.
Remember when this guy shit on me a few weeks ago trying to act all fucking high and mighty like a fucking loser? Who's the fucking loser now, Lacari, you fucking disgusting fuck? You try to act so tough and all and high and mighty all the time, and you fucking on your computer, allegedly? I was just allegedly. Bro, I'm sorry. You could say allegedly. Brother, it's literally the link. There's no allegedly. It's over. He literally had it on his notepad. What are you gonna say? Who has a fucking link on their notepad by accident? You can't, like, bro, are you even kidding me here? He's literally, I fucking let this guy live in my fucking house for 3 fucking years. I treat him like such a good friend. Every time he had a problem, I listened to this guy because he had fucking problems with Kyuko, who was fucking terrible to him and treat him like shit, who fucking constantly made him cry and run down to me and said that he was getting fucking abused. Dude would come to me and Wake every night crying and complaining about shit. And what does he do when we find out? He has this on his computer. It's fucking disgusting.
Surprisingly, this is one of the few subjects Mizkif can really grandstand over. You know, he might beat women, but at least he doesn't fuck kids. Despite his reputation, Mizkif offered Lacari's current girlfriend, Alice, a place to stay if she left him and reported him to the FBI. This obviously never happened, though Alice would go on stream and reveal a few things.
I know Lacari is banned off of Twitch and Kick. I'm very aware of that. I know his Kick ban is permanent, and his Twitch ban is, I believe, temporary, 7 days. But even when he comes back, I will not be streaming with Lacari.
Lacari would put out this response the next day, clearly written by his legal team, as that would require typing with both hands. He's like, "Guys, I swear to you, I didn't jerk off to children. Please believe me. I only jerk off to animated women, not little girls. I've admitted myself to a porn addiction recovery program that will last 30 days. I'm going on hiatus." Though I'm sure he'll relapse soon enough. So the only real solution, in my opinion, is just to send him straight to jail. Send him to Fort Dix with Diddy. Lacari knows it's happening. He's gotta bend over and cover himself in baby oil.
You know what, Lacari, 2026, this is your year to really go. Like,
2026 is my fucking. I'm going to. Apparently, I'm gonna get fucked. I'm gonna drop this up and get fucked in 2026. That's the only thing that's fucking happening in 2026. I'm getting fucked in my ass. No lube, no fucking viewers day. Variety's over. This is it. You can't get any worse than this.
Tectone is easily the most controversial member of OTK, rivaling Mizkif as the biggest fake nice guy in all of streaming. He became popular during the pandemic due to the sheer amount of money he'd spend on Genshin Impact, a Chinese gacha game more addicting to middle-aged millennials than cocaine.
Wait, on just Genshin?
Yeah, I spent $500,000 on Genshin Impact. How much?
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! You can't get that fucking wife!
Tectone can also be described as a cringe loser who's definitely as much of a Gooner as Lacari is, though he vehemently claims to be against lolicons, grown men who consume sexual depictions of animated children. Actually, she's a 1,000-year-old demon? Lolicons have nothing to do with pedophilia. Even though the word stems from a book where the main character lusts after a 12-year-old girl, Tectone has made numerous videos calling out lolicons in the Genshin Impact community, including one guy who made a tier list sexualizing the game's underage characters.
So I want to make this very clear. Bro is doing a Genshin Impact's most breedable character tier list and let me just go ahead and show you, puts Nahida and Klee and Diona in S tier. So clearly bro has a type. Now if you scroll down, you're only doing wonders with Diona and Nahida. Only tier list I agree with. This not only is a channel made by a pedophile, it is a channel that caters to pedophiles.
What's funny is that Tectone made a video like this 3 years prior, though he stipulates that all the characters are assumed to be 18.
Every character that we're going to talk about is to be assumed to be 18 and up. And look, you little bitch, just because a character is a waifu does not mean that she's a waifu for you, okay? Klee may be 12 years old, but she could be a waifu for another 12-year-old person, okay?
Despite this, Tectone highly ranks multiple petite and underage-looking characters, including an 8-year-old girl who's been alive for hundreds of years due to being a zombie.
Chi-Chi, S tier, adorable, okay? Hilarious, cute. Get this girl a Coco goat, okay? She is adorable. She is beautiful. Dude, this girl is already running a fucking hotel at like age 6. Imagine when she's 18.
Tectone is also friends with various depraved individuals like Chibi Reviews and NuxTaku, 2 creators with lolicon controversies of their own. Despite going super hard at Kabuki, Tectone will go out of his way to defend a guy who puts a lolly in his thumbnails, and harbors predators in his Discord server.
Anyways, it looked like NuxTaku completely obliterated all of the allegations that were thrown his way in the matter of 5 minutes. So that was always really fun. And the amount of people were like, you need to denounce Nux. You need to denounce Nux. I'm good, bro. I love Nux. Straight up. I don't care.
Yeah, Nux didn't debunk shit. Go watch Nikandros' video if you want more info. Tectone only seems to go after lolicons if it's convenient for him, as he probably jerks off to this stuff. He's been caught liking lolly on Twitter multiple times, even following a lolicon artist. Not surprising, as in the past, he's admitted to following over 900 hentai accounts. How is that even humanly possible? I don't even know. For the past 2 years, Techie has been trying to escape his Gooner past, becoming an orbiter of Asmongold and grifting to become a right-wing influencer. He'd form a tight-knit group of other grifters, like the previously mentioned NuxTaku, who in between reviewing anime also guzzles the Trump administration. Though without this community, I don't think anybody would actually care about Tectone's new content. If I wanted to watch a bald, bearded guy yap about trans people all day, I would just watch Chud Logic. Though surprisingly, his political takes weren't what hurt his image to the general public, but instead various demons from his past and present. One of those being his father, Michael. Michael is a US veteran who worked at the Pentagon during 9/11, claiming he narrowly avoided the attacks because he had to get coffee from Starbucks. He had a reputation for being Tectone's cool dad who'd play video games with him, such as VR Chat, where they test if Michael's 70-year-old cock still works.
Am I moving? Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's chill. And that's
yeah, but how? Oh Lord, have mercy.
Mm-hmm. What's up? I got you.
Yes.
You are gonna give him a heart attack, I swear to God.
I'm on medication. I can't have a heart attack. I like the freckles. The hair.
And I want you to bark for me.
Woof. Wait a minute. I got another dog. I got another. Want to hear my other dog? Oh, oh. That's my other dog. Woof, woof. Oh, oh.
Many people overlooked this guy, until Tectone decided to go after the streamer Hasan Piker. Tectone had found himself constantly beefing with Hasan and his many rancid orbiters throughout 2025, calling them out for being degenerate freaks who support Islamic terrorism. In retaliation, Hasan went, "Hey buddy, your dad? The dad you're defending so much? He's a sexual assaulter."
I am genuinely considering full swapping to YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't punished harshly and immediately on Twitch. My father, my brothers, and our soldiers did not bleed, sacrifice, and die for this bullshit to be allowed and promoted on Twitch. This needs to change immediately. This is who he was talking about, Tectone. Apparently, this is his dad.
The story of Colonel Michael Robertson, who commanded Fort Bliss's 31st Combat Support Hospital at Camp Dwyer, a military base and airfield in the Helmand River Valley in Afghanistan. Last week, Colonel Robertson was convicted by a military judge of 14 charges, including having pornography on his government computer, sexually harassing 3 women, and assaulting 5 women.
Tectone would immediately go to Twitter to dismiss these claims as mere allegations, which is absurd because of how high profile his dad's essay abundance is. These aren't things that have simply been alleged. This dude was found guilty in court of most of these charges. This includes, quote, storing inappropriate pornographic images on his government computer, sexual harassment and maltreatment of 3 women, wrongful touching without sexual components of 5 women, making inappropriate sexual comments to those women and possibly others, and showing them and possibly others inappropriate sexual photos. On Twitter, Tectone tried downplaying this by pointing out one line from this article. It says that Michael wasn't charged with the most serious count of sexual assault, which is why he didn't have to register as a sex offender. But he ignores the paragraph right above this, that explicitly states that he was charged with other counts of sexual assault. Michael's only other defense in court was to downplay his actions as simple teasing, saying he'd slap people's asses to boost morale. Though we're talking about the US military here, not a college frat house.
Why do you want to join the army, son?
To murder and pillage, and of course, rape, sir.
I'm honestly surprised it took so long for all of this to come to light, cause this wasn't an overlooked incident either. There was an entire bill passed through Congress because of this guy, the Sexual Assault Training, Oversight, and Prevention Act. Michael was brought up as the biggest example of essay in the military, which alone should place him in the Rape Hall of Fame next to P. Diddy, Bill Cosby, Jimmy Savile, and the Batman Rapist. Tectone would go crying to his stream the next day, blaming everything on Hasan, and finding ways to absolve himself of his dad's criminal past.
I guess in 2025, Hasan is so desperate that he's going to go after a 16-year-old court case when I was 16 about my father that I myself never really looked into, because why the fuck would I look into crimes that my father may or may not have committed?
He spends the next 10 minutes trauma bonding, throwing his dad under the bus despite portraying him as a cool dude in his previous content. It's clearly done to get some of the heat off him.
Things progress in my life. I'm kind of the black sheep of my family. And obviously I hear that, fast forward to like 10th or 11th grade. Sorry, my memory's a little bit foggy because I don't, this was 16, 17 years ago. Father becomes incredibly violent. And it was a very painful time in my life. I hear that my father has been accused of a crime. Yep, I hear that my father's accused of a crime. And obviously, even though my father never treated me too well, nobody ever really wants to believe that about their dad. Nobody ever really wants to believe that. What my father said happened was that he got sent a chain mail from his army buddies where there was a bunch of naked firefighters, and it was a joke. And he would show that to the people in his platoon. And he told me that he got convicted of sexual harassment and sexual assault because he would. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be real. Like when you talk to my dad, he be grabbing you. I'm not gonna fucking lie. And he doesn't do that anymore because I told him it's fucking weird as shit. But he would like grab your shoulder. He would grab your arm, and he said that's what he got convicted for.
You sure those aren't the only places he's touched? Because I don't believe you, Tectone.
But John is not only a big man, he is a big man with a really big dick. You know?
Yeah.
And not that I've ever seen it, but I have seen...
He hasn't seen it, but he's felt it.
He even talks about his dad pointing a gun at his face one time.
My father threw me to the ground and put a gun against my head, and he said, "Give me a good reason not to shoot you."
But I guess he was safe enough to bring around this tiny Asian girl he's friends with.
Tectone came over, him and Freem came over yesterday, and one of the first things Tectone says to me is like, "Sup, dude? By the way, my 17-year-old father thinks you're hot." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." Ben, thanks for the 9 months. No, 72. Did I say 17? 72.
Yeah, not surprised by this, at fucking all. My headcanon is that the only reason Michael rekindled with Tectone is so that he can hang around these young girls in OTK and get with them. Though sadly, he has some serious competition. Tectone definitely knew about this stuff about his dad, by the way. Back in February 2025, a troll came into his chat to spread the gospel.
Your father went to jail for the same rape shit. Oh, really? Wait, tell me more, man. Tell me more. Who'd my dad rape? 5 women in the military accuse your father of rape. Really? That's crazy. You think so? That's why he went to jail discussing vote. Really, man? That's interesting. How do you know so much? How are you so all-knowing, man?
Brother, it's the first result when you search up Colonel Michael Robertson. I think you've been spending too much time with Asmongold, man. Those tapeworms living in his head must have gotten into your brain. Tectone's only tactic at this point was to sympathy bait his audience, bringing up his dad's cancer. Though the guy is a supreme sex pest, so who cares?
Wait for what? What are you waiting for?
For the cancer to come back.
In his next stream, he openly brags about this. It's not even something he's trying to hide.
And what's great is, what they'll do is they'll hear me say that I don't care, and they'll see me crying, and they'll post that. But I still think it was a good play. I do. I mean, obviously it wasn't pre-orchestrated or anything. I just got overwhelmed by, obviously I get sensitive about my family 100%, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. I had a very uncomfortable call with my father yesterday, and yeah, it was very uncomfortable to say the least.
I can only imagine how that phone call went. He's asking his dad what happened, and Michael went,
"I'm a rapist."
After all of this, Tectone has gone back to defending his father, claiming he was simply a gooner. He gooned too close to the sun, guys.
So he was a gooner, and he had porn on his government computer, and he showed it to people. He showed porn on his computer. He was not even registered as a sex offender. Right. So at least if you can't do the bare minimum of research for that, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, right?
Yet despite his dad being exposed as the LeBron James of rape,
your dad is like the LeBron of rape.
This was somehow only a B-plot in Tectone's life. As for years, he's been trying to fight off serious accusations alleged by his 2 previous partners. Tectone used to be married to Freem, a VTuber and fellow streamer whom he wedded with in 2016. Their relationship was god-awful, to say the least, with multiple clips spreading around of Tectone treating Freem like absolute shit. Most notably was this clip from 2021 where he argues with her over a single touch.
How do I deal with him? I love him.
Don't touch me.
I'm patient.
No, you're fucking not. You're like the most impatient, moody fucker I've ever met.
I'm patient when it comes to you.
Freem, I carry our marriage, and you know that. Freem, you know that.
I think we have a pretty 50-50 marriage.
You're high. You're high.
He then goes on to brag about how good of a husband he is, which all good husbands do. He's such a nice guy, later admitting to emotionally harming her on livestream.
And so I've been hurting Freem for a very long time because I stopped seeing her as a different person. I saw her as myself. And I asked her to do too much. I asked her to help me too much. And there it is. And Freem was also hurting me in a way where she wouldn't communicate with me because she was afraid due to her past relationships. Everybody has trauma, and that's totally okay. That's totally valid. I have a lot of things to work on myself. Freem has a lot of things to work on herself. This is not her fault. This is not my fault. This is both our faults.
During this stream, you can actually see Freem packing her shit, which is because the two were splitting up. She'd file for divorce only 3 months later, with Tectone almost immediately getting together with another girl going by Pink Chu. She's another Twitch streamer who reached out to Tectone following the divorce announcement. Over the next year, things went quiet, with Tectone claiming that things between him and Freem were amicable. Though in early 2024, after an awkward interaction between the two on Twitter, Freem announced that her and Tectone weren't on good terms and that lawyers were involved. Unbeknownst to many until this time, there was conflict between the two over revenge porn claims, with Tectone alleging that Freem had set up cameras around the house, and recording him having sex with Pink Chu. However, no police reports were filed yet. That would be until Pink learned of a Google Doc Freem was writing. She got this info from the previously mentioned QCO, who said that the document contained some stuff that could destroy both her and Tectone's life. Pink believed this was the revenge porn, so she filed a police report, discussed the situation on Twitter, and talked about it on stream, which Tectone raided into.
Tectone's ex-wife has been stalking and harassing me and Tectone for over a year now. She has not left us alone. She has stalked bank statements, internet history, was spying on me when I came to visit Techie because I guess she originally was spying on Techie, and spread revenge of footage that is considered revenge to people from the cameras as well. I have gone to the police. Here is a police report. I try to clear up as much as I can because a lot of this is just personal information. I have a police report. The cops are doing their thing. I'm not going to get into the specifics about the revenge because of it, for my protection and for the protection of the case. So I hope you understand and believe me that this is not something I'm going to get in specifics. I'm going to show you proof of everything, and she has just harassed me, stalked me, and yes, her spreading revenge is sexual harassment if she doesn't want to believe it.
In June 2024, Pink would also file a lawsuit against Freem, not only claiming she had revenge porn of her, but also that Freem was cheating on Tectone with his former manager, Kurzum, used here as a reasoning behind the divorce. What's insane is that only 2 months after this, Pink would break up with Tectone over cheating. She would then allude to it on stream, which quickly caught Techie's attention.
Has anyone ever here ever been cheated on? How do you react to something like that, by the way? But is it weird that for me, like, I just like, oh my god, I don't have to deal with this piece of shit anymore. You get revenge? Is it weird? Like, I literally just makes it easier for me to get over that person. I'm just like, oh my god, I don't have to deal with this awful person anymore.
Tectone's response was to claim the breakup was cordial, with his only evidence being text messages between him and his friend.
Yeah, once again, I want to make it very clear. No ill will towards her whatsoever as of right now. But yeah, so we broke up. No, it's actually probably like, why are you answering parasocials? Well, because it is what it is. I don't really care. I mean, it was made public against my will, but I don't care. But yeah, I have a message that I sent to Jimmy on June 28th where Pink and I broke up. But yeah, it was good. Nothing bad.
Clearly something's going on here because no normal person acts like this. He'd spend the next 2 months vague posting, taking subtle shots at Pink Chu. This pissed her off, so she fired back, elaborating on the cheating claims. He responded back, prepping his audience for what's to come and comparing the situation to Dragon Ball Z, a classic Tectone move.
And then one of that posse decides to go to the dark side because they're too fucking dumb to realize how good they had it with the main group. Does anybody know it? It's kind of like when Vegeta got controlled by Babidi. You know how like Vegeta got like Babidi and then got the Majin mark on their fucking forehead because they were easily manipulable? And so Babidi got in their fucking brain and then Vegeta just blew themselves up. That was a great arc, man.
On November 20th, 2024, Pink Chu would post a Twitter thread detailing allegations against a previous partner, obviously referring to Tectone. She accuses him of emotionally and sexually abusing her, including the claim that he'd forced her to give him blowjobs, guilting her into it because he claims she doesn't pay rent. Tectone would respond the next day, accusing her of being manipulated by Freem and threatening to sue her for defamation.
I know the person who needs to hear this is going to hear this. And I mean this genuinely. Okay? I did everything for you. I helped you with everything. I fixed everything for you. I was there for you like nobody else was there for you in your whole life. Your words, not mine. The fact that you're letting these people get into your ear, people, the same people who are talking behind my back illegally, by the way, the same people who placed me under an NDA, where I cannot talk about them. I know they're talking to you right now behind the scenes. And they're getting you to believe in bullshit. You're talking to retard after retard, letting them get in your head and make you imagine problems that never happened. And it's insane how these things that have happened in your own mind, you are now coming at me, and this just isn't cute. So, I am going to leave it at this. My lawyer is going to be contacting your lawyer, the same lawyer that I helped you get because you were scared. I'm not fucking around with this shit. This shit's retarded. If you want to do this shit, then let's do this shit. But I can't sit here and hear your dumbass schizo the fuck out, which I thought you were medicated for, I guess not. Schizo the fuck out repeatedly. So enjoy. My lawyer will be contacting your lawyer, and we're going to shut this shit down right the fuck now. Because this is ridiculous. I tried to be cordial. I tried to be nice. I tried to be happy. I tried to help you. And that's the way that you're going to repay me? Great. Check your phone messages. You'll be hearing from my lawyer very soon. Fucking ridiculous.
A pretty angry response, which did Tectone no favors in the public eye. Despite that, those like myself chose not to pick sides, as neither Pink nor Tectone had shown evidence yet. It was a he said, she said situation, though many were hard on Pink for several reasons. One is that people claim she's an OnlyFans girl trying to get clout off Tectone. This doesn't seem true, as she actually has way more followers than he does, and she only started doing adult content because of Tectone himself, who was incredibly supportive.
If somebody wants to do OnlyFans, they can do OnlyFans. I don't care at all. It doesn't bother me, you know? It does not bother me whatsoever. And to be honest, if you're hot enough to do an OnlyFans and run a successful one as well, hey man, that's just free money.
People were also questioning the Freem stuff, asking why Pink made those claims against her. She soon clarified that her claims against Freem were false and given to her by Tectone. She was basically used as a pawn to go after her, in order to distract people from the Google Doc Freem was about to release, where she alleges that Tectone sexually assaulted her. Because of this, their case was settled in Freem's favor, with her and Tectone signing NDAs. Lastly, people questioned why Pink didn't file a police report, but the thing is, she was working on that. It got filed in January 2025, with her posting proof of this. Tectone would soon announce his resignation from OTK, claiming it was due to his contract expiring, though many suspected the real reason was OTK dropping him over the allegations. It would be poetic, since Tectone did the same thing to Rich Campbell. In January, Tectone claimed he couldn't sue Pink because of certain loopholes, specifically, her not referring to him by name. That's not how defamation works. He could technically file that lawsuit, but didn't, due to obvious reasons. I mean, one of his big arguments against Pink is that he couldn't have raped her because he was the raped.
As a victim of sexual assault myself, I find it absolutely disgusting that someone would weaponize a lie on this scale.
Good defense, man. There's definitely no chance that someone who was sexually assaulted had it happen to them too.
My babysitter me when I was 5.
Yeah, that's what
He didn't me. He put my blindfold on me and told me he had a treat. And then he dipped his dick in Nestle's Quick and put it in my mouth.
In April 2025, he then claims that the reason Pink made these essay allegations against him is retaliation for not wanting to marry her.
Do you know how bad it hurts to have someone that you deeply care about where you pour everything into, and then because you don't want to marry them, they go and slander your name online and try to get you labeled as an abuser? And everybody believed it? That's the crazy thing. Some of my fucking friends believed that shit. And it's only been 7 months now to where I'm able to undo the insane amount of damage she did to my fucking life.
Now bro is using the Mizkif tactic. Maybe this one true rape meme is real after all. Alongside the police investigation, Pink filed for a protective order against Tectone. with him trying to fight it off alongside his 5 lawyers.
I have a team of 5 lawyers because I understand that I'm a hated person on the internet and anybody can come out crying, say bullshit, nobody will fact check it, and if they do that, I'm gonna sue their ass. It's that easy. So I have an on-hand team of 5 lawyers as a controversial figure on the internet.
Despite having this crack team of lawyers, Pink Chew's protective order against Tectone was granted, meaning he was found guilty of stalking and sexual assault in civil court. We only found out about this because of Mizkif, who had been holding a grudge against Tectone ever since he left Austin. Though ever since Tectone spoke out against him during the Emiru allegations, Mizkif wanted revenge. He sent his crew of 40 boys to Tectone's trial and had them spy on the proceedings, receiving notes from them in return so he could burn down what's left of Tectone's reputation.
I sent my ops to the courtroom for Tectone and Pink Chew, and I have written down notes for a 7-hour trial. I didn't say a word last night. I didn't want anyone to know. I have 7 hours of notes on Tectone and what he did to Pink Chew, and I will be addressing it all tomorrow. Nice job, Tectone, you fucking disgusting fuck. Way to talk shit on people when you have your own shit behind your fucking back. You are a disgrace and you should be fucking gone. And your little buddies around you who constantly claim wait till the court finds out, guess what? They're finding out tomorrow. You're a fucking loser. And I can't wait till you're gone because you've not only fucked over 2 girls, you fucked over so many content creators just because you want your little clicks and views. You're disgusting.
I hate Mizkif, and even I have to admit the speech from him goes hard. Over the next few days, Mizkif would read off his notes from the trial in the official transcript, which I want to highlight specific parts of. Now I'm sure some people are going to be asking, Rob, why are you relying on Mizkif's coverage? Isn't he insanely biased against Tectone for betraying him? Who else am I supposed to rely on? Legal Mindset? The guy who's indentured servitude to Tectone because he got him signed with Mythic Talent? Both are biased, but Mizkif's stream was more entertaining, especially since his chat would berate him over the stupidest shit.
Your fly is down.
Also, I'm pretty sure Mizkif is more knowledgeable on domestic abuse than Andrew Esquire, a real estate lawyer who fled to Thailand so he can fuck ladyboys.
The Filipino ladyboys, I can tell you this, in Manila.
Right.
And
you're an expert.
I can
Okay.
see how that was imported
All right.
here, are far more aggressive than the Thai ladyboys.
Also, I have my own copy of the court transcript, so thank you to ShaMoo for sending that to me. I'll link to his coverage of Tectone down below. Definitely go watch that. I'm obviously not going to be able to summarize everything in this transcript, but I'll give you the important bits in order to explain why this protective order was granted. First thing to note is that Tectone admits to being an unmedicated schizophrenic. Now, it was already public that Tectone was schizo, but he made it seem like he was seeking therapy of some kind. But here, he flat out admits to never seeking treatment. So either way, he's lying. He knows that not treating it will only make it worse, yet he downplays the side effects. While giving her testimony, Pink Chew claims that he almost crashed his car because he hallucinated someone behind him, which could have killed both him and his friend Jimmy. Tectone would even hallucinate multiple different versions of Pink, seeing her face melt off and such. This is 100% believable to me, because during a February 2024 livestream, Tectone tells a story about seeing a demon in the middle of the road, which turned out to be a deer.
Oh, by the way, Jen, I didn't tell you, I almost died the other day. I saw this demon in the middle of the road. And I thought it was my hallucinations as normal. So I was gonna drive through it like I always do. But it was like a deer. And so I just fucking slammed the brakes giga hard. I stopped like 3 inches away from it. But like, I swear to God, I thought it was like I thought it was like a straight up like a schizophrenic nightmare.
This guy should not be driving a fucking car, let alone be allowed to live within society. He should be in a mental hospital. But he doesn't think it's necessary to treat his schizophrenia because he watched A Beautiful Mind. Yeah, he compares himself to the main character of a movie and doesn't think his mental condition is as bad.
Okay, so how would you know that serious or not your case of schizophrenia is? Damn, that's a really good point. I guess it's kind of a goofy fuck. There's this movie called The Beautiful Mind. And so I was like, man, his mind is messed up and mine is nothing compared to that. So, you know, I hear people like talk to people who aren't there, but I'm just like, what's that? Oh, it's gone. Oh my fucking God. Are you fucking kidding me? He mentions The Beautiful Mind? And that's his reason why he doesn't get his schizophrenia treated ever for 15 years? It's because he's just like, it's not as bad as this guy, a fucking movie.
Despite this, he claims that Pink is the one not living within reality because she's autistic. What's worse, not fully understanding certain social cues, or seeing a giant killer rabbit in the bathroom mirror? When it comes to these sexual assault claims, Pink reiterates that Tectone wouldn't have her pay rent, instead forcing her to give him blowjobs. They would never have traditional sex, as apparently Tectone has a fear of vaginas. Yes, this is real. It's called urotophobia. There's your new word of the day. It's due to childhood trauma, but Pink pointed out that he would never sexually reciprocate. He'd continually pressure her to give him oral sex, and when she showed discomfort, he'd pull out a whiteboard and explain to her in detail why she's wrong. Yeah, he admitted to this in court. This is real. Bro had to use visual aid to demonstrate why it's okay he sexually assaults her. The most notable occurrence of sexual assault was right after Pink got a lip injection, making them incredibly swollen and painful. Tectone made her give him head regardless, which she did not consent to. He's definitely aware of the risk this could cause Pink's health, but he didn't care. In fact, he referenced this event during a live stream from last February, making it clear that it's nearly impossible for someone with a lip filler to give a blowjob, regardless of how long they've had it.
So, lip fillers. They do make your lips look fuckable as shit. But the problem is, anybody who has lip fillers cannot suck dick worth a damn. It sucks, because if they suck too hard, it'll fuck up their lip fillers. So unless they're able to deep throat your dick and just let you throat fuck them with their mouth open, it's just not worth it. It's really not. It's so lame. It's so fucking lame, bro. It's so fucking lame. So that's why I stopped giving a fuck about the fake lip look. It's just, there's no point, man.
This clip gets shown during the trial, and Tectone responds with, "Yeah, I became very familiar with the flaws with lip filler," basically confirming this event happened. One of the reasons Pink went along with this for as long as she did is because Tectone promised that they'd eventually have normal sex, which never happened. She didn't fully realize he was sexually abusing her until after their relationship ended, as she wasn't fully knowledgeable on the topic. During her early 20s, she faced a far worse experience, making her subconsciously downplay the acts that Tectone would commit on her. When it came to the claims of harassment, Pink showed 200 pages of evidence, demonstrating various tweets where he goes after her character. Some were even made after the temporary protective order was filed, though he used the strategy he previously hounded Pink for, which was to not mention her by name. Funnily enough, despite having half a year to prepare for this, Tectone only spent 15 minutes digging up his own evidence against Pink. This guy was bragging back in 2024 that he had all this dirt on her, so the irony here is palpable. According to Mizkif, Tectone was actually really soft-spoken while giving his testimony, which completely contrasts the multitude of rants he used to go on regarding Pink.
I know a lot of you guys are going to want me to do Tectone's voice like this, dude, and talk like this. I'm not going to do that, because what I was told in court is
Tectone literally tried to talk like this the entire time in a very soft tone. Tectone was apparently very close to the mic, and they couldn't hear him to the point where they asked him multiple times if he can stand up a little bit and move the mic closer, because he was trying to act very soft-spoken so people think he's an innocent guy.
Having first been duly sworn, Tectone swears, probably on a berserk book. Do you swear to tell the truth and all the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Speaking of which, this fucking loser got a berserk tattoo after Pink made her accusations. You know, a manga known for the sheer amount of rape that happens in it. I guess Tectone got really inspired after reading it. Another big reason why Tectone lost is because the dude rambles a whole lot, and lies under oath multiple times. I'm not going to be going over each occurrence, but most notably, he lies by saying the reason he keeps getting called a pedo online is because of Pink. She has never once called him that, and the real reason he gets called that is due to his obsession with gacha games and lolicon. Tectone also claims that the death threats he's been getting are because of Pink, though it gets pointed out by her lawyer that most of them stemmed from his political stances. He's constantly spouting out controversial shit online, and instigating beef with other creators. It's kind of the name of the game. What's great about this is that, under oath, he admits to grifting as a conservative. He very clearly did so because he lost a good chunk of his audience due to Pink's allegations. Not surprisingly, Pink Chew was granted a protective order against Tectone. This isn't just a simple restraining order, by the way. It's an extended protective order that will remain in effect for 10 years, meaning he can't make any statements regarding her, he cannot go within 200 yards of her, and his precious firearms need to be placed in police custody. Wait, why is an unmedicated schizophrenic allowed to have guns in the first place? I know this is Texas, but still.
Mrs. Locke, I don't have any witnesses in the room. There is no witnesses, chat. You can look around all you want. There is no witnesses in the room. All right? The only one that was in the room at this time was Axion, and that's basically fucking it. No one showed up. Why did Tectone not want any of his friends to go and bring fucking party animals and everything else? Why didn't Tectone tell all of his friends about this and bring fucking cameras and say, dude, this is gonna be so funny when I win. It's gonna be fucking sick. Let's go shoot an AR outside afterwards and go crazy, dude. I wonder why. Tectone loves everyone around him and to be around him all the time.
Damn, not even Tectone's dad showed up? You'd think he'd at least be watching from the gallows.
Jody.
Don't you know I'm still standing?
Jody! That's my son!
You still have to respect Mizkif's level of pettiness here. The guy even had a friend record Tectone's walk of shame as he left the courthouse.
Ready for this? There's Tectone with some of his lawyers leaving the courtroom. You can tell by his walk, you can tell by this. There he is, leaving the courtroom today. The walk of shame as he lost a court case to Pink Chew. You can tell by his fucking giant dome and who that walk is. For 10 years, he can't own a firearm, weapon, or gun, and he has to stay away from Pink Chew. And has to pay all of her attorney fees, which is hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's not a small price. And I'm sure Tectone had 5 lawyers, chat. 5.
5 lawyers?
I bet you he probably paid over $250,000 plus for the amount of lawyer fees, if not more.
Tectone would soon come out with a statement, clarifying that he's not going to jail because it's a civil trial. This is a cope that many of his supporters have been using, claiming that Pink is only doing this because there's been no updates to the police investigation. That's not entirely true, as according to her, she couldn't guarantee her safety during it until the protective order was granted. Maybe in the near future, we'll be seeing Tectone in an orange jumpsuit, placed in the same cell as Lacari after his hentai stash gets looked into. Despite how damning this transcript is, you're still going to see various YouTubers sweeping for Tectone, mainly due to this team sports mentality these Asmongold orbiters have. Asmon himself has been too scared to give his take on the situation, using his lawsuit of Mizkif as a strange excuse.
Mizkif is very obviously suing me for defamation, and because of that, I don't want to comment on anything that's coming out of, any information that's surrounding him, because it could complicate the lawsuit. So I'm not going to comment on, or I'm not going to say anything about it at all.
This could be valid, but I doubt he'll say anything after this resolves. I do think it's important that he does speak out. I mean, he claims to know more about the situation than most do. Here's him admitting to it back in August of last year.
So as somebody who knows more about this than the public, I think that when he comes back, all of this is going to make a lot more sense. I'll certainly say that. So don't worry about it, guys. Tectone will be back. It's not going to be a big deal. Everything's totally fine.
His orbiters have gone buck wild and dick suck the hell out of Tectone, despite it legally being deemed likely that he'd sexually assault Pink Chew again, if not for the 10-year protective order. They hate Hasan Piker so much that they'd be willing to cover up for Tectone. I hate Hasan as much as the next guy, but the worst things he's confirmed to have done is shock his dog, and call the police on his ex-girlfriend because she left him on red. Tectone, you're a rapist.
A civil case isn't determined by proof, it's determined by vibes. And usually the way that court cases work, for like criminal cases, is you need to have proof to prove that someone's guilty, but in a civil case, I needed proof to prove that I'm innocent, which was hard and I'm a bastard. So essentially, the court decided that I'm a vibe rapist. Yeah, and my vibes were fucking terrible.
Bro, you practically admitted this shit under oath. What are you on about? Pink technically didn't need any evidence. All she needed to do was get you to start yapping. I was gonna do a whole segment on Tectone sweepers, but this video was already too long. Maybe I'll do a video on that in the future if more shit comes out, but I specifically want to highlight legal mindset once again. When I covered this guy back in November, I remember getting all these snarky comments about how I should also cover Legal Eagle. No matter your criticisms of that guy, he's not nearly as bad as the schizo loser who genuinely believes he's being gang-stalked by woke women because he called out Hasan. This fucking troglodyte, back of the bus window licker, decided to show the unredacted court transcript showing Pink Shoe's full name and where she lives. This sounds malicious as fuck, clearly some sort of way to get back at her. But it's more reasonable to assume he's just retarded, because he leaked Tectone's address as well. Good job, you yellow fever freak. Pink justifiably called him out for this, but he refused to apologize, even after making some bizarre, sexual comments towards her on Twitter. Tectone, this is your top guy? If he's your biggest defender, you're fucked, Microtone. If this guy was one of his 5 lawyers, he'd have his 2-inch willy chopped off like an eye for an eye punishment.
That's what women do when I pull out my penis. They say, wow, so small.
Maybe the only way for Tectone's reputation to be saved is if we somehow live in a Donnie Darko reality. We're stuck in a time loop of OTK members getting accused of heinous shit, and Mizkif is the chosen one. And the only way to save the universe in Tectone's mind is for Mizkif to finally kill himself.
Any other streamers there? Nope. There's a whole town, and there's nobody in it. And it's just me, and I'm alone every day. Nobody talks to me. Nobody looks at me. Actually, in fact, everybody hates me here.
You guys really don't understand how big of a cockblock this divorce thing is. Like, you know, it's just, I can't just be like spending money willy-nilly, bro. It just doesn't work that way. You know, and even with the GTR wrap, like, I don't even know where the GTR is going to be in 2 or 3 months. Like, I really don't. I have no fucking clue.
At this point, I want to just be left alone. I don't want to really collab with anyone. I don't want to do anything with anyone. I just want to be left alone, right? Like, we went through the drama with OTK. We've had like 5 or 10 of these things happen. Like, I've had a lot of my friends, you know, and people that I was, you know, like friendly with at least, you know, people in Austin get canceled. And it's just like, I lost interest in any degree of interacting with people, dealing with people, being friends with streamers, and everything else.
All right, chat, it's been real. I promise we'll be back playing variety tomorrow. Last stream's not last stream. I didn't do anything wrong.
And yes, people in Austin, you should be fucking afraid of me. You absolutely should. Because I have every secret and everything about you. You should be scared. Don't act like you shouldn't. I know everything about you from the past 8 years. I have all of our DMs, text messages, things I know that you don't want out there. Tectone's not the second. Tectone's not, and guess what? There's gonna be a 3rd, 4th, 5th. All right, I already know who it is. You're all, good job. I'm over here by myself in LA chilling with all my friends. You guys just continue to play your little fucking Playmate Toys bullshit over there and act like you're all friends. You all hate each other, by the way. All hate each other. But keep playing on it. Keep acting like you're friends and buddy-buddy.
Do you know what a lolly is?
No.